Hey guys, this is Frank from Old Guys Garage. Just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and let you know we got a nice episode for you coming up. Fixing and repairing the power steering pump for the 67 Chevelle. And hopefully, if we have time to get it all done, we're going to take you for a ride with the big block. First time you guys will have heard it running on YouTube. So thanks guys for watching and hope you have hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
What is up, guys?
All right, guys, back on the 67 Chevelle 496 stroker, 650 plus horsepower. It's got Hydromax brake. All right, so we're gonna let you hear this thing run as soon as we get this pump fixed. Got a 1/2 inch nut here on the alternator. Got to loosen that to get the belt off the power steering pump. Let's see. That's bigger than that. Let me get a different wrench for that. I think it's industrial. Yep. Okay. I have to set this down and get another one for this guy right here. It's a 9/16. There we go. Belt's loose. Just gonna take it out for now so it doesn't fall. All right, so now I'm gonna take off the return line from the brakes to the power steering pump. And this line, I'm going to take this line off once I get the pump out of here because I really can't get to that one. Okay. It's off. I'm just going to leave it sitting there. All right, so now I got to there's 2 bolts that hold the power steering pump to the block. And they look like 1/2 inch. Maybe 9/16. I'm gonna get a socket for that. All right, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see where I gotta go underneath and get that. I got this one loose. There's one. I still got that one line on there, so it should stay put. I'm doing this laying on the ground with no jack, so I'm just reaching under there. Can't really see what I'm doing, just all by feel. So it turns out it's 11/16. Not that it really matters. Everybody's application is probably going to be a little different. All right, so I put this screw in here to try and keep this thing from sliding back, and you can see it's the reservoir sliding this way. I don't know why they just put a regular bolt in here and bolt it solid. Doesn't really make sense. The bearings in the pump seem to be okay. Seems solid. A little bit of fluid left in there. I'm going to put it back in here. This is all .4. Let's take this off. So I did this last time hoping it was going to make it a little more secure. There's one on the bottom here too. All right, so I got to take this plate off. Let's leave that alone. I don't remember taking this off last time, but apparently I did. There's no other way it's coming off. Let's try it this way. There we go. I know you can't see it, but I got way more leverage that way. Oh, it's really hard. It's actually threaded right into that. They're threaded right in there. Oh, they're not threaded. There you go. Do that. So you can see I put an O-ring right there, and then I put an O-ring down in the middle on that one, and then there's one at the very end. I don't see how that could be possibly leaking. Here I'm just grinding to prepare for the JB weld. Just trying to get the chrome surface scratched up so the JB weld will adhere to it. Well, here goes nothing. I took this O-ring out. It seemed to be possibly leaking around that one, which was right on the outside of that. And I still have two inside there, which makes it fit kind of tight. You can see I have it all ground, so it's rough, giving it somewhere for the JB weld to bite to, and I sanded all down inside there as well. So my plan is to JB weld down inside there and put it around the outside and like fill up that space, and then around the outside of that, so that the fluid's got nowhere to go. And you can feel that there's some suction there. It's kind of tight. So the O-rings are definitely sealing, but I think they're failing under pressure. So we're going to try and make it so they can't fail under pressure. I don't know what the JB weld is, but it's pretty high in per square inch for pressure. So let's go ahead and leave that there. And we'll probably put that there. I'm going to mix up some JB weld. All right, so when we're putting this JB weld down, you want to try and get equal amounts of both the black and the white. That way it actually mixes correctly and hardens to the right hardness. And then we're still going to stir it up with a screwdriver and try not to get a bunch of air bubbles in it, but get it completely mixed. And we're going to start applying it. So I'm trying to put down a generous amount so that we make really good contact with both sides and the JB weld kind of oozes around. So I'm just trying to get as much in there as I can without being too much. Now I'm just going to put a light coat on the outside of this. The rings are down in there. And it's starting to set up a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put these two together. Lots of gooey suction going on. Like the feel of that. I'm going to try and get one of these guys on here. Just to help hold it. the other one on here. There we go. And I had a screw in here to just keep it tight. So I'm gonna take this out, this fitting, clean it real good, put a little Permatex gasket sealer on there, just to make sure it's not leaking out of there either. All right, guys. So the JB Weld is setting up. It's nice and tight. It's not going nowhere. It's not going to move. I can see it kind of oozing out a little bit, so I know I got a good seal. So now I'm just going to put a little Permatex RTV black adhesive sealant on this thread to make sure that's not a source of leaking. And I do not expect this thing to leak. If it does, then it's not leaking from the two areas that I just fixed, so it'll be something else. So let's go ahead and put some of this on here. And again, we're just doing a light coat just to seal up the threads. Pretty much like that. Let's put a little bit at the bottom. There we go. Nice and clean on the inside. Yeah, you can see it going in. Okay. It's 3/4 inch thread. All right, guys, I just put the power steering pump back in. I saved you the trouble of watching me do that because you saw me take it out. So I did everything in opposite. However, I did have to take the alternator out. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm putting the alternator back in. And I'll show you doing that. And then we're gonna fill up the reservoir. And then we're gonna bleed the brakes because the power steering system is part of the brake system here. They're two separate lines. However, I know I do have some air in one of the front brakes, so I'm not sure which one it is because I don't have a good pedal. So I want to be able to drive this and show you guys driving it, and I want you to hear it running. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna snug that up, snug this up, grab a couple wrenches. I'm gonna grab the belt. Yeah. All right, we're good to go. So we're gonna bleed the brakes, fill up the reservoir. That's secure, that's secure. I'm gonna hear it run soon. All right, guys, so we got the truck pulled out and the battery's charging over there. And we got the Chevelle uncovered. You probably haven't seen it uncovered in a while. We're gonna put the same wheels that are in the back on the front. We actually have Foose wheels, nitrous in the fronts. These are 20s, 20 by 8.5 or 20 by 9. And then we have 20 by 10 in the back. And the offset's perfect. There's no spacers, deep dish. Look at that all the way through. Nice CPP brakes, Viking coilovers, 4-link rear end. This car's built right. All right, let's see. I'll show you the trunk. So we got the battery back here in the back. Mounted it back there on the opposite side of the driver's side to split the weight up a little bit. And these are all parts that are going back on this car. No glass in it yet. We got TMI recovered 66 bucket seats. Kind of a fun fact and a cool tidbit. These seats were the prototypes of all the new TMI seats. These are the actual prototypes that TMI built, which ended up becoming like their main line, their Pure Sport, and a couple of their other lines, which you see in the C10s all the time. They were all designed from these actual seats. I got these from a guy who had them in a 66 Chevelle ProTouring, charcoal gray, and he worked for TMI, and he did a lot of prototype type seats and stuff when TMI was doing that. And so you can see It's got the rear backs just like a 66 or 67. The only difference between 66 and 7 is 66 tilts forward without a latch. 67 has a latch down there. So, and I think we're going to recover these, but with TMI's different covers. We're going to do saddle and black interior on this whole car. So it's going to be black and saddle, like a horse saddle. I love that, with all blacked out. We're going to redo a custom dash on this. Got tilt wheel. That's an Iditic column right there. I painted it. Got a Hurst 5-speed shifter right there. Always wanted one of those in a hot rod that I built. Shout out to Todd Prouty from Bonita, who we went to high school together, and he had a 390 Ford Fairlane with that same Hurst shifter in it, and that's been an inspiration ever since. So I finally got a car with that since Todd Prouty's 390 Ford Fairlane. That was a beast in its day. Shout out to Todd. So next thing we're gonna do on this is we're gonna jack it up, put these blocks underneath it with the wheels underneath them, and we'll get it up in the air so I can bleed the brakes from the underside, and I won't have to take the wheels off to do that. So we're gonna get it way up in the air and then bleed the brakes, and then we're gonna take you guys for a little ride, let you hear it run. Hopefully that power steering pump is fixed. All right, guys, hang in there. Stay tuned. Hey guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. We're gonna finish up and bleed the brakes in the next video and check and see if that power steering pump leaks or not, and then we're gonna take you for a ride. Just had to cut a little short so we could get this out to you for Thanksgiving. So guys, hope you have a great and blessed happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for watching Old Guy's Garage. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.